I bought another company out. They gave me a really good deal on these dancers. I make them myself, and that was my niche for probably 10 years. 10 years ago, China influx went from $300 for a dancer. Now they're selling them for 50, 60 bucks on eBay. I got about 2,500 of them, and I'm a distributor for the blower manufacturer, so I can get as many blowers as I need. Right now, I created the Shopify store. I bought the domain, and I did the trademark. I own the trademark for Wacky Wavy Inflatable. Because every time I started selling a dancer on eBay, some guy would buy that particular name, Air Dancer, Sky Guy, Sky Dancer, Air Puppet. He would trademark it. Boom, boom, and he'd shut me down. I'm like, crap, I can't. What am I supposed to do? So for some reason, Wacky Wavy Inflatable was never trademarked, so I own that. So I started the domain Wacky Wavy Inflatable for the sole purpose of let's move these thousands of dancers I have, get them out of my warehouse. My wife's tired of seeing boxes and boxes and boxes of them. Now I sell them, but I sell them very slowly. The funny story is we used to have FedEx pick up every day because we had, an order or two a day going out. We went through the winter and the sales and the rentals, everything go down to next to nothing. And I'm paying FedEx to come here every day and they're not doing anything. So I canceled it, the pickup. And now I'm shipping 2 or 3, 4 or 5 things out a day. So I'm running up to the FedEx store, which is fine. I'd rather run up there every day and take 10 or 20 boxes. But long way to say, what I thought I was having you do is build some Facebook ads and let's move some dancers on Wacky Wavy Inflatable. Since then, talking to the other fella, I don't remember his name. I'd have to dig him up. And you tell me, I want your input. Based on what he saw with the dancer, he says he doesn't think it's a good fit for Facebook ads because they're more of an impulse purchase. He's leaning more toward Google ads. I don't know. And I want whatever works. I don't care if you put it on Redbubble. What's that crafty thing that people sell widgets on? But I want my best return on investment. I want to be able to quantify. I'm tired of putting $500 in a Google ad, putting $300 a month on a Facebook ad, and not even knowing did I even make that sell from a Facebook ad.
Right.
I understand a little bit about Facebook marketing, enough to know that I'd rather you do it and you be able to come to me with a report later, once a month, whatever, and say, here's your traffic, here's the trending, here's what you're selling. You need to put a free shipping, or you need to go up on your price, or you need to give them a coupon. I understand about abandoned cart. I've never done that. We need to capture abandoned cart. And then before I shut up, I don't know if you know about inflateonline.com. Have y'all looked at that? Did I mention that at all?
No.
Okay. So my pre-existing website is inflateonline.com. The actual website is advertisingballoonsforsale.com, but nobody can understand that. So I bought Inflate Online. I got a logo, and it just redirects to advertising balloons for sale. When I set that up 15 years ago, I sold the giant rooftop advertising balloons. That's why I said advertising balloons for sale. I sold the giant gorillas, and we made the dancers. The dancers were kind of like, my money was the big balloons. Nobody's buying my balloons anymore, but people are buying the dancers. At the same time, we kind of melded our repair DIY stuff. If you click on accessories, and you'll see we sell netting. We sell repair kits, patch kits, blowers for the moonwalks, blowers for the sky guys. There is a hodgepodge of stuff on there. And so for me to sell these dancers effectively, I thought I need to get out of that quagmire of a store and just have a store that when you go to it from a landing page or an ad, that, stick it in the cart. Here's your dancer. Here's your blower. Check out. So I've got 2 things running. And the reason I mentioned Inflate Online is I do have traffic. I do have customers. And you could pull from that with email addresses, lookalikes, some kind of a database that y'all. And also on that website, I've been collecting emails when they say, I want to go to your newsletter. I want to know about your specials. So we've collected those literally for years and done basically nothing with them. We have a small list on MailChimp where we would send out an email every once in a while. We make postcards. I don't know what the crap I'm doing, and I need somebody that can say, this is a waste of time. You need to be doing this or doing that, and let's get this thing going. And the reason I say that is, yes, I said upward. I need somebody to Facebook ad my Shopify store. But now I'm saying, based on what that guy said, he kind of opened my eyes to maybe there's a huge abandoned cart opportunity on Inflate Online. You know, maybe y'all can work on something where you can capture that, and I can pay you to market Inflate Online as well. How you can delineate between they went there because they're a bounce house rental company and they need a blower or repair kit, as opposed to they're a storefront owner who's looking to drive traffic and wants an advertising balloon or a sky guy. I don't know how you do that. So I've got a lot going on. That's why I'm busy and I'm always tired. But I really want to spend some time and some money and some focus, and I can't do it. It's hard for me to say that. I'm a guy. I can do it. I can't do it effectively. I can't do it cost effectively. And as I get older and as the more and more of the internet changes and Google algorithms change and Facebook, whatever the junk young people are on now that comes and goes in 10 seconds, whatever it takes to move it. It's a new world, and I recognize that I need to do what I can do well and let somebody else take care of that. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Okay, so you're absolutely right with everything you said, and the person that you talked to before is totally right too. What I'm going to explain to you today is going to be even more in depth than that, but he's absolutely on the right thought track. Now, when he says Google Ads, they are an entirely different type of purchase. Now, here's the thing with Google Ads and what I'm about to show you on your website, because I'm going to do a screen share with you.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly what I'm talking about on your website right now. But Google Ads are meant for whenever people start realizing they need something, so they go on there. Now, psychologically, this is how we have to look at each platform, because it's not a matter of which one will show you the highest return. Yes, you want to find that, but it's a matter of knowing you need to be present whenever the buyer makes a decision, and we have no idea when that's going to be. Right. So we have to create this level of omnipresence, which is why the emails are great, but the open rate on email is only like 30%, and the click-through rate on that's only like 4%, if you're lucky. So we need to find a better way to get them to engage with the remarketing. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that too. So let's just kind of dive right into this here. I'm going to do a screen share with you so you can see what I'm talking about. So first of all, it's great that you've been collecting those emails for years, because yes, right off the bat, we should be able to start getting some sales right away by doing some retargeting campaigns with just emails, doing email automation. This is quite a bit different than just doing an autoresponder where somebody like buys something, we send them like a thank you email. That's an autoresponder. An email automation is where we send out an email based on them buying something, trying to cross-sell something else. And then we decide based on their behavior, if they open it or don't open it, we resend them a different email with a delayed time frame. Okay, so this is called email automation. It's all based on someone's behavior. Okay. So that's going to be the first thing that would be able to generate sales right away, because you already have a customer database that's shown interest, whether it be recently or over a certain amount of time. And then we'd have to re-engage that audience to see where they're at in the buying cycle. So let me show you this real quick on your site so I can explain how the retargeting works on Facebook and Google.
Can I add one little thing? Sorry.
Yeah, hit me.
Because of the nature of what we have, the blower lasts for years, but the dancer is almost consumable in the sense that once they buy a blower and a sky guy, they are our prime warm contact that's not a cold contact. They already own the blower. They bought the dancer. The dancer wears out. They put it over in the shelf. So we should be able somehow, y'all should be able to retarget that existing customer. I think everybody that buys from us in a few months should get some type of a retargeting. You bought a dancer and a blower, $10 off a replacement dancer. And just because I have customers that will buy year after year, sometimes multiple times in a year. I just don't automate that. And I think that's something you could capture as well.
We're actually about to talk about that right now.
Okay, I'll shut up.
No, man, I'm so glad you brought that. The fact that you understand like the steps is super important. Here's the thing, man, you have so much experience in sales and how you've gone about your sale. All we're going to do is take that entire process and we're going to break it down into pieces and put it online. So that's how people are, like these younger guys, that's how we're doing so well selling things online, is because we're just taking these pieces and breaking it up, and then we're making it really consumable, super easy to consume for the visitor. That's why landing pages convert so well, right? But your website still can too. Shopify stores still do too. We have people that are converting like 4% on their Shopify store, which is like super good. Do you know what your conversion is on this one?
Well, right now we have one sale, and that's because Manta did some paid advertising.
Okay.
But the domain, the website, the Shopify, it's a few months old, and other than Manta driving some traffic, with paid advertisement, there's really, I don't think, much there.
So Manta did paid ads for you on Facebook, huh?
Well, she has I'm not really sure what Manta does with the whole listing and the locking. I don't know if it's a scam, but they intrigued me with, for $99 a month, I got this one girl, her name was Lauren, and she spent a lot of time on the phone, more than I would have for $99. And she set up my, you can go into my Facebook account, and she set it up, and she did some split testing. And I mean, it was, she admitted she was learning. It was new, but she did a lot more than I did. And it was $100. I did it for about 2 months. And after the first sale, nothing really happened. And then she quit. I said, we need to do something like what y'all are doing. But yeah, Manta's trying to dabble in it. I don't think they know what they're doing.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this, man. You definitely got your money's worth for $99.
I know, right?
Because I'm looking at this, and she did a pretty good job setting up the pixels.
I did that, but that's just with Shopify. You just put the pixel ID in the main account, and it does everything.
So yes on that part, but no for what I'm going to show you next.
Okay.
We want to start adding in certain event codes into your actual liquid.
Yep.
The liquid coding, and I'll show you why here. So whenever, and this is on both your Inflate Online and your Wacky Way Inflatable, okay? So when I click on something here, so what you're going to notice is this up here continues to track your pixels, okay? This is how I know what you have on here.
Right.
All right, so this is software that lets me know. But when I add it to cart, this is where you're losing people and where your huge window of opportunity is. Well, one of many. But when I click on this here, so the add to cart is already here. This is great for this one, but it's not on this one. Oh, let me go to something. Go to Sky Twos. I actually looked on the theme balloons this first time I looked at it. That is so cool that you sell these. I've never seen that.
I make them huge. It's cooler when I make them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. So you notice this doesn't have any pixels on the add to cart or the checkout page. Doesn't have any on the add to cart either.
Yeah, I knew there were certain types of pixels with event codes and stuff, and I kind of got lost at that point.
Yeah, so those event codes are what's able to allow us to set up crazy audiences. Just to give you an example, I mean, we have one client who has 8 audiences running on one of their campaigns for just Instagram audiences, let alone the rest of his retargeting. So there's so
I don't know what that means. So.
Oh yeah. Let me back up. Sorry, I went back up.
I don't need to know. I just want it to work.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Now let me just walk through this. So basically what this allows us to do is whenever they go here and add this to cart, this is where you're remarketing from what you just said, where you want to be able to cross sell these wacky balloons with something over here is going to pay off. Because when they purchase something through here, the way it'll work is if they go to this add to cart page and they don't purchase, we're going to send them an ad on Facebook and on the Google Display Network, like websites that have the ads on the actual website. Mm-hmm. So on Google, you know what I'm talking about, right, with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So they'll go to Google and see any website that can show ads, or they'll be on Facebook down on their news feed or on the side rail. Or they could be on any of the mobile exchange networks like Tinder, Fox4, Pandora, or any of those apps. So we show ads on all of those. That all comes in your campaign, right? So what will happen is if they don't purchase, we'll show them a retargeting ad basically saying, we noticed you went there. Why didn't you buy it? Did like you get interrupted by a shark or something? Like we'll find good ads. Okay.
Right.
So after they buy it though, this is where things get really cool. So they buy it and we'll immediately take them off that ad and they'll automatically be put on something else called a post-purchase retargeting ad. So same distribution network. They'll be on still the Google Ad Exchange, the mobile ad exchange, and the Facebook exchange, which is the news feed and stuff. And they're going to see a different ad that says, thanks for putting your trust in us and purchasing. We'd also like to let you know that we have this as well. That's great for XYZ event. Or if your friend needs it, here's a 10% off for them. So now this is, or whatever we decide the promo to be, right? So the whole idea with post-purchasing is just like you're in the store when you're trying to resell something to somebody or upsell somebody or do the OMS when they're actually inside your store, the one more sale. Mm-hmm. I used to own a storefront too. So I remember like it's a completely different ballgame, right? So when they are in there, you're trying to upsell them something now before they complete the purchase or after they purchase. That's all we're doing here. So we have different types of ads running at the same time. So anytime somebody buys something or doesn't buy something, they immediately ascend to a different ad.
Can that be product specific?
Yes.
Because we notice we have a counter down here at the end of the warehouse where our customers come, and I've had products for, say, our repair customer, but say our straps, we have just basic webbing strap with a D-ring that goes around the moonwalks, right? Every moonwalk guy owns them, and they're always tore up. Well, I would ask them, or they would ask me, do you have any of those straps? And I say, yeah, I can make them up for you. Take 5 minutes. I'll do it next time. So when I went from that to I pre-make them, put them in a box, and they say, do you have any? I said, yeah, how many you need? And I hand them to them. That upped my sales a lot. But when I built the back wall with all my products, I've got the straps hanging on the wall with the price. I've got my cleaner, my repair kits, my patch kits, cans of glue. Every little accessory that you see on the web store is behind me on the counter. And I saw an immediate upsell. A guy comes over for a $50, $100 repair on his moonwalk, and he walks out spending $100 in product. And now some guys just show up like Walmart. I'm their Walmart because they can get a blower, they can get straps. I need 4 hook stakes. I need a can of cleaner. It's insane. So just putting it in front of them is half the battle. You get it in front of them, and they're going to buy it. Yeah, because they're using it anyway. So I'm all about that. Yeah,
that is exactly right. And here's the thing: the internet's just different because people are so receptive in their own way. Because every person is different. So just like it's standing behind you in person, we want to have that on your website when they go to check out. Then we want to have it post-purchase email, and then we want to have it on retargeting ads on Google, Yahoo, Bing, and on Facebook.
So we have all those little things. If they buy a 1 horsepower moonwalk blower, it's because they have a moonwalk.
Right.
They don't buy it because their carpet's wet, and that's a different blower, right? So they buy that specific. They already own moonwalks, which means we could retarget for patch kits, repair kits. We have hook stakes. We have straps. We have glue. There's just so many little things that we could bombard them with, in a good way, that they need. And they'll go all over the internet looking for it, or they can just, I think that would be great. I'm excited about that. So.
That's how that works, yeah. And that's just a small piece of the puzzle, right? Everything we've talked about so far is retargeting.
Sure. We
haven't even talked about cold traffic, okay, or warm traffic. So so this is how the internet works. It's amazing. This is all your back end stuff where you make the money. Okay, front end stuff is trying to get an audience that has no idea who you are yet, but they're the greatest likelihood to buy to your website. But the odds of them opening their wallet to you the first time is like slim to none.
Sure.
It's just like in person though. You know, if you're someone on the street, you're like, hey, have you seen one of these wacky inflatables? They're going to be like, that's cool, but no thanks. Not in the market.
Right.
It's the same thing online. So that's why we want to continue to re-show these ads to the right person. That's what makes them buy faster, and that's what makes your cost per acquisition more economical. So
cool.
But anyway, so cold traffic wise, the chick from Manta, actually, that's great that she did that. You want to create a lookalike audience. We're going to create multiple lookalike audiences. And the reason why is there's different degrees to that. So when we set that up for you, you're going to see, if you ever look and you're a business manager when we do this, because we'll build it out for you, a complete ownership of it. But you're going to see so many different audiences in there. So we'll typically build anywhere from like 25 to 50 different audiences just so we can start split testing which ones are going to work the best. And we're constantly doing that every day. We want to look for a window of opportunity, and we have to do that through KPIs on Facebook. It's not like Google and YouTube where you could just go from $5 a day to $100,000 a day if you wanted to. And then you would see a relatively similar, that was a little exaggerative, but a relatively similar increase in your return on ad spend. Facebook's not like that. Facebook, you actually have to gradually increase based on a KPI. This way it's a much smaller increase than you would on Google or YouTube. So we look for those windows of opportunity based on that KPI, which is like positive feedback score, negative, and then you have relevance score and a few others. And then when we see that, we start to scale it for you. So those are things we look for. But that's how we know which audiences to pick to win. And then after we find a winning audience, we then, what we call data mine, we go in there and we trim the fat on that winning audience. So if we notice that the majority of your traffic is mobile, which it usually is, we'll cut out desktop and we'll only show those ads on a mobile device. And we find out that through a mobile device, 75% of that traffic is iOS, iPhone. Then we'll cut out Android and only show that ads to mobile and iOS. See how that works?
Yep.
So it's all based on KPIs. And the reason why, it's like because we're going to do this part too, we install heat maps on your Shopify stores. And this is going to allow, and this is in your theme, Liquid. And this will allow us to be able to see how people are interacting on your Shopify store.
Right.
So this way you can optimize based on behavior, because if you can take your website conversion from 1% to 2%, you don't even have to change the ads and you immediately increase revenue by 100%. So this is all done on, we have to reverse engineer to work forward. And whichever way you consider forward to be. So that's how we do it. So it's a little bit more sophisticated and there's a lot that goes behind it, but that's how you make a campaign with your advertising work. It's not necessarily choosing a certain platform. It's delivering omnipresence frequent enough. So this way you're an option when they're ready to pull the trigger. It's kind of a mouthful. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyways,
how hard is it to be doing this in tandem? Should we focus on Sky Guys only now and deal with the other part later, or is it just something that it's just a click and a? I mean, is it? Some people. I mean, I think multitasking is a myth. The more I try to do more than one thing well, I tend to taper off. So I want to focus on one thing and get it right. Or is it something that you can say, look, we can set up the repair stuff, we can set up the blower stuff, we can set up the dancer stuff. How would that typically work in my situation?
Yeah, so you're not completely wrong. Multitasking when you're doing something like this can sometimes collide and not end up very well. So we would do one at a time, but we can do them in tandem, or I guess in sequence, one after the other.
Okay.
That would be fine. We just don't want to like mesh them together. We'll make sure we got one done perfectly, and then we'll do the other one. Because the way the billing works is you'll pay for an initial build out fee, but you won't actually pay a monthly fee until your campaign goes live. So you're not going to, it's just cleaner for billing, right?
Okay.
And it's not confusing. But yeah, that's how it'll all be set up. But yeah, that would be great. If you could do the two together, that would be fantastic, especially since you're trying to cross-sell one service with the other. And if you want to combine your email lists, that'll just make things even better too, because we can cross-sell your bigger inflatables and everything else that you have after they buy a wacky inflatable.
Well, it might be reversed, but probably not what you said, because typically the people that buy the wacky wavy guys are going to be a car dealership or a storefront of a dry cleaner that just can't get people in the store. But people that own moonwalks, some of them do rent out the wacky wavy to the guy with the dry cleaning store. So I rent my Sky Guys out to people. I used to rent them more and focus on that, but I'm trying to focus on the sales. So we could market the wacky wavy guys to the moonwalk guys, but I don't know that if somebody bought a wacky wavy, they would be a good prospect for anything else, because they may only be, I don't know, a car wash that just wants more traffic. They could care less about my moonwalks and stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It was one way, but not the other.
And I'll let you know, the communication here is definitely going to have to be there if you decide to move forward with us. We want to make sure that we're doing the right stuff. So Josh will be pretty much main point for communication. I'm just like the guy behind the scenes that builds everything out. And that's why he has me jump on the calls. But yeah, so as long as we're really pretty tight on communication, I know you have a lot of stuff going on, but if we can respond fairly quickly within 24 or 48 hours or so,
Sure.
That'll definitely make the process smoother. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is exciting. I'm sorry, I'm kind of smiling a little bit as you talk about it, because I'm like, I can't believe we're about to deal with inflatable animals.
Like, I made the world's largest whoopee cushion. We beat a guy in New Zealand. We're in the Guinness Book of World Record. You can go right now to Guinness Book World Record and put in whoopee cushion. We made a 25-foot whoopee cushion for our church youth group, and we got on the square and made the news. So
that's wild, man.
That is crazy.
And see, you know what would be really fun is to take a video of that. You could run a video ad to that to get people more aware.
I think that would be great. We have a lot of footage, and we have video, and we have drone footage, and we have photos. I have a certificate from Guinness, so I think we could use that, because I did all the work for free. It's my church. I'm not going to charge my church. But I thought serendipitously, I just happen to have a 3-foot by 5-foot logo on the thing with my name on it. So inflateonline.com.
That would be super great to have, just for the sake of brand awareness.
Yeah.
I know you kind of joked a little bit about this thing kids are on for 10 seconds and things disappear thing. That's Snapchat, and I'll let you know Snapchat ads right now, because we are one of very, very few handful of agencies running Snapchat paid ads. But
you just better buy it quick.
What's that?
Oh, it's gone. You got to buy it quick or the ad's gone.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a different, psychology, right? But yeah, so we're actually getting. You're probably familiar with TV ads because you've been in the business a while.
TV?
Yeah, have you ever done anything with TV?
Television? No.
You haven't? Okay. Are you familiar with the term CPM or cost per thousand?
I am now.
All right, never mind that. I'm just getting lost in the
CPM cost per million.
Okay, same thing.
Yeah. Cost
per million, yeah. It's I don't know why they refer to it as cost per thousand. I never understood that. Because it's $1 out per 1,000 impressions. I don't know.
Sure.
But anyway, it's $1. We're seeing it between $1.50 and $4 on Snapchat. So it is insanely low. And it's an untapped market. So if we ever want to utilize that, we can, and we'll talk about that in the future. But that could be great for your short video because we can get them to go watch the long video. And then as we continue this partnership here with obviously yourself and the agency, we'll be able to show you how to cross-promote other platforms like YouTube. Because YouTube also shows up on Google. So when you start a YouTube channel and you put videos like that on YouTube, right, and you send traffic to there, or people are searching for things that you like on Google, the YouTube videos pop up.
I have another website. It's repairmymoonwalk.com. My daughter just updated it. It's it's a Yahoo web store. So it's RTML. It's real-time markup language. It's proprietary to Yahoo. It's archaic, but it is what it is. But she updated it, made it look a little fresher. But we have a YouTube channel. And when you search certain things for repairing and inflatables, some of our YouTube videos are pulling up on Google and driving traffic to that site. So, and my Repair My Moonwalk is not a store. It's just a Yahoo website. If you click on products, it'll direct it over to the web store. So if you see a blower on Repair My Moonwalk and you click on it, it takes you to the Inflate Online to buy the blower.
See, this is just that. Yeah, this is just that.
Yeah.
The only thing is we kind of take it to the next level, and I go in, I go to see the videos that are already doing well in your industry, and I poach their tags, and I use them on yours so you rank faster. Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
No, what you said, do that.
That's more stuff that we can do. We want to start from square one. I don't want to get too lost in the weeds. I just want to kind of let you know where we want to start ascending our relationship.
Okay.
But we want to start with square one. We got to get the rest of your event pixels set up. We need to get all of your ads set up. We need to find the right videos we want to start promoting and what direction we want to go, which products we want to focus on. And then as we have that clearly established, then we'll start to build out the entire campaign and set up all your retargeting, set up all of your email retargeting automation, and set up your cold traffic because they're all different. A lot of moving.
What kind of time frame are we talking about? What kind of budget are we needing for how long? I know there's going to be, what's the word? It's just time to get traction. I understand this isn't give you $1,000 and we get $2,000 next week. I understand that, but what kind of an idea can I look at as far as what you said? We have to do some groundwork. What the other guy was talking about is he wanted to do some of that back end stuff before we ever run ads. It'd be a week or two before he even started paying for ads because there's stuff he has to get ready with my website. He noticed on Wacky Wave Inflatable that I had a Sky Guy for $235, and he said, "Why would I buy yours when you said I can get them on eBay for $70?" And I said, "Well, mine $235 is with a blower." As a consumer and not a guy that built a website, he never caught that. He said, "I didn't see that from your site." So if y'all see things like that we need to change, whether y'all go in and tweak it. I've got typos on it. He pointed out the description price that contradicted the cart price, Little things like that, I want to make sure I have all that in place and not just throw out a bunch of ads and then not know how to. I know you got to build that backbone and you got to build the funnel first and then start bringing them in. So What kind of funnel are we looking for that?
Yeah, so just side note, we like to use word. If you have any type of testimonials or video testimonials or written or anything, we use that in the retargeting ads sometimes. It just helps to break down that barrier of entry, and social proof is like the 21st century word of mouth. So it kind of helps us get them to want to purchase based on crowdfire, which is like people saying good things about you.
Okay.
So that's one of our strategies. But it's $2,000 for us to build it all out. And the other guy you were talking to is absolutely right. We have to build that stuff out before you run ads, or it's really counterproductive because you're not collecting the data.
Right.
Send traffic somewhere without doing that is counterproductive. So we would build out everything we talked about with the event pixels, the ads, the copy, the market research, creatives, etc. with the ads. We'll also build out the email automation flows because you're going to need all those set up before we do anything with your emails. Off Facebook, anything off Facebook with your emails.
Yeah.
We can do that on your email platform. Do you already have one? MailChimp or GetResponse?
MailChimp, yeah.
MailChimp, cool. Yeah, so we can build all that out on your email platform. And then from there, we want to build out the actual retargeting ads. So those will all be different too. So we'll do all that before the traffic. That's $2,000. And of course, we'll go into your store. We'll suggest different apps to include on that. That does what you were talking about with the stuff on the back shelf. So people can see when they check out. Things like that. So we'll show you which apps to get for that. And then after that, it'll take roughly 4 weeks for something this sophisticated, because from the sounds of it, you're going to want different products to cross-sell with certain products. So we're going to have to build out audiences for each of those products.
Right.
So that is going to take a little bit of time, but none of this will take longer than 4 weeks. That I can promise you. And then after that, it's only $1,500 a month for us to continuously manage all of this. And anytime that you need something different done, or you have a different initiative, for instance, a different video, right? Or you want to up a different side of the business, focus on blowers, whatever that might be based on season, then we pivot for you. We change it.
And typically, and I can't hold you to this, but typically I start this process. What do y'all normally see as far as that return on investment? Like, how far do I need to hold on to this before I need to take it around the back of the barn and just shoot the whole thing and say this is never going to work?
I want to do that.
Well, I mean, sometimes I watch Shark Tank and Kevin O'Leary says this is not a business. This is bad. You need to take it out back and shoot it. You're throwing, bad money at good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's why we track revenue. So what you're doing before, where you're just throwing money at it, that's because you weren't tracking the revenue coming in for the ads. We track all that. Even with the email automation, when we start using that, what you have now to start cross-selling stuff, we track that revenue even through emails. So with what you have going on, because you're so established, we should start seeing a return in the first 30 to 45 days. With a brand new store, it's an entirely different ballgame, because we're having to drive new traffic and then retarget that new traffic that's not familiar with the brand.
Right.
So you're in a much better position. So easily within the first 60 days, you'll be seeing sales coming in quick. You're just in a different position. So that's why I can say that. You have an established store. Anytime we work in an established store, that's what happens.
Okay.
But if you're not seeing anything in 90 days, shoot it.
Well, and the weird thing is, when I placed Google ads, at one point Google approached me and said, hey, you're doing Google ads. Can we help you write them? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to write a Google ad. And they tweaked some things. And the weirdest thing was, I did it 2 or 3 times over the last 12 years. And I swear, when I stopped the $500 a month campaign, that's when I remember seeing a spike in my sales. It was weird. It's like when I was running ads, it was like my sales stopped. I stopped it, and then people started, I'm like, how is that even possible? And it was just a coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, well, it could have been a number of things, because when people see your ad once, then they decide to go back and start searching. If they're local, they would have saw you in the map section, probably would have started clicking there because they didn't see you anywhere else.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if you're doing stuff like Manta and you corrected all of your listings, you should be showing up number 1 through 3 on the map section if you're in a local area.
Okay.
So that's how the list.
Awesome.
Yeah. We're going to teach you a lot of stuff. So this is just about us putting up ads.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to learn it all. I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
I want to simplify my life. I could spend all that money and get those. There's a million different teach you how to do this. You don't need a professional. We can show you how to do Facebook ads. I know there's a ton of Facebook information if you want to take the time to learn it on Facebook. I don't want to learn it. So. Yeah,
there is. There's a bunch of them. So anyway, yeah, man, that's how we'll set this up. Sorry, I forgot we're putting emails in there. So it's $2,000 a month. We manage the emails with it too. We'll do some of the Google Shop ads for you, because I really believe Google Shop ads will work well for you. I know the other guy talked about Google too, and I agree with him. We definitely want some Google Shop ads on there anytime you're doing e-commerce. So we'll work on putting that in there for you too.
And I think, and I don't know, because I'm just a guy, I'm more of a consumer on this on Facebook, but I think that, I guess it's just a retargeting strategy, that yeah, I can see people not going on Facebook and going, hey, I need to get a wacky wavy. But if somebody does search online, how do I drive traffic to my website, and maybe a Google ad hits them, we definitely, I think, would want to retarget with Facebook, because how many business owners aren't on Facebook? I mean, you have to be on if you have your small business. And then it's weird how Google and Facebook stalks you and YouTube stalks you and says, you were looking at this sofa, you know, I'm like, how did you know that?
Yeah, Facebook's even more sophisticated. They do it based on what you write.
What you what?
They also do it based on what you write. So let's say that you were
post.
Yeah, like if you're about to get married, you said, "Hey, I just went and found my dress." Well, it's going to send you a wedding dress and then start hitting you with retargeting ads based on interest.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, you're 100% right. And seriously, I wish I could take what you just said and put it on sales calls, because business owners for B2B, they feel like that's not true. But the thing is, we're not selling businesses on Facebook. We're selling people that own or work in a business.
I agree. Yeah.
So that's how that works. So yeah, completely agree with you. And that is literally spot on. But yeah, that's basically that's it. So you got the gist of it. So it's $2,000 for us to build everything out. That'll take us anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks tops. And then after that, it's $2,000 a month for us to manage the entire campaign from Google, Facebook to email automation.
It went up 500.
That's because of the emails. I forgot to put the emails in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's my fault. But we're going to build out a lot of different email campaigns. So anytime that you see those in there or you want to change those, you just same thing with the ads. You just let us know what the change in initiative is.
Okay. I did run some numbers too on my my product margins and how much sales will generate how much profit, which is my break-even point. So if I pay $2,000 a month after month, and I'm getting an increase of $3,000 in sales a month, which would be great, but I'm only making 20% margin, so I'm getting an extra $600. I'm not covering the marketing. That's where I'm thinking about taking it and shoot it. If somebody like y'all can't do it, can't do it at a price that generates the return on investment to justify continuing it, maybe I just need to burn the building and go, whoops.
Yeah, here's the thing. You should be seeing a return just on emails alone, let alone what we do for you, because you've been collecting them for so many years. Not
millions. I don't have this giant, I'm a little business, but yeah, I have collected them for a while. And what about the past, like I said, the existing customers that have bought dancers and stuff? I can pull up in Yahoo like previous customers, but I'd have to filter through and say, this guy bought a moonwalk repair kit, this guy bought a dancer and a blower, and that's the guy I want to go after with the wacky wavy replacement. Is that something we need to work on and get you 2 lists or something?
Yep. So we're going to want to start segmenting the lists, and this is where the email automation comes in. So our guys are going to have to start tagging all your products. So this way, whenever they do buy something, it automatically tags and uploads into your email software. That's why emails are like an entirely different world of their own. But yeah, that's something that we'll have to do. Everything's going to have to get tagged. So this way the email software knows who to send emails to.
Right. But I'm saying with the initial list of the past, you're talking about the future sales, or future clicks.
Yeah, past emails, you're going to have to do that if you can. Okay. I know it's a lot of work, but it'll all pay off for us. Yeah,
I mean, those are people that have already bought. And who's more likely to buy than someone who already has? So.
Exactly right. That's another sales thing. The best time to make a sale is when you made a sale. There you go. That's awesome. So yeah, let me make sure I didn't forget anything here. Oh yeah, so reverse engineering the KPIs, to your point, how to know if you're hitting that profit margin. Those are numbers we actually typically go through on this call, because we want to know what your cost per click is, what your website conversion is, what your lifetime value of customers. This way we know exactly how much money you're making on your advertising. So it sounds to me like we don't have those numbers really though yet.
No, I mean, I know what I buy a blower for and what I'm selling them for. But as far as, and this is almost an intrinsic thing, that if I sell a guy a repair kit or a $20 patch kit, I don't sell it to make $4. I sell it because to me, that's a marketing tool that is brand awareness. And the guy eventually calls me up and says, hey, I need you to replace the netting in my window. And it's a $225 repair.
Right.
Or I get a customer that for the next 10 years is bringing me his inflatables, and I'm making, you know, $2,000-$3,000 a year in repairs on him because he found me because of a YouTube video, which has happened, or I show him how to do the netting and I sell him a repair kit, and he realizes, you know what, I'd rather just have this guy replace it. So I'm getting almost an intangible. I don't know how I could track that other than asking every single customer, how'd you hear about us? How'd you hear about us? How'd you hear about us? Which I guess I'm supposed to be doing, but you know what I'm saying? So just because I sell a patch kit to a guy, I'm doing it not to make the whatever margin, which is minimal. It's really just like a lost leader for me to have him come back later and buy a blower, have him later come back and do a repair. So it could be nothing more than retargeting more online sales. If he's in Oregon, he's not going to bring me his unit, but he could buy a DIY strap. He could buy a DIY zipper. He could buy a case of glue, you know, and just, I could feed him year after year after year. And that's that lifetime value. I don't know.
So first of all, I'm glad that you know that. And secondly, now that we're in this digital era, it actually tracks it all for you moving forward. So the email automation is actually going to track the LTV, that lifetime value of a customer. And then the Facebook ads are also going to track the average value of a sale between all the different campaigns we run, so we can see what that is on Facebook too.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's actually all that just all comes with it. That helps us know if we're black or not, black or red. So. Yeah. So does that answer that part of the question?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's really all I have. That kind of covers everything. Do you have any questions in regards to the process we just covered? Talked about a lot.
No. No.
Cool. Great. That's the case. Josh is a point of contact. So I know you guys can do what you need to do on that. And
okay.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to work with us, Lee?
There's no reason I wouldn't, other than I've got to figure out, and it may just take a time of you doing it and seeing what happens. Just as an example, the company that built out my Inflate Online website, it's all web promotion, and they work with Yahoo Web Stores. They built it years ago for me. It was archaic. They made it responsive. They updated some stuff. Some people still don't like it, but they have a marketing plan, but they were doing Facebook posts, a few Facebook ads. They were doing some blogging for me to try to, you know, get traffic, get a dynamic website, which I understand is important, that there's content on there and that it's changing and relevant. But the stuff they were doing on the marketing side, it was almost like the guy was from Taiwan or something. I mean, he just had no concept of what the things they posted on my Facebook. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? And then they were marketing things that were like a Sky Guy blower for my Gorilla, or, you know, I don't know, but it was just really unrelevant. It was not relevant. So I do have one question, and that is, Manta took some pictures that I didn't like, and she used one of those for a Facebook post ad. When y'all do ads, what are y'all looking for? Is that something you're going to work on? Is that something you need me? Would you want a video? Because my daughter that went to the art last weekend, she's an artist, and she does a lot of digital artwork. She could do it. I don't want to bother her with it, but I don't want to just take a photo off my website that's not the best, or a picture off. You know what I mean? I know you understand. Sorry.
Right.
I guess what I'm saying is, if y'all are doing the retargeting of the Facebook, is that something you do everything and you handle all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So another great question. Yeah, that actually comes along in the onboarding process. So the way this works, we actually use funnels for the agency as well. So we practice what we preach, right? So when you get there and you actually do get started with the down payment, after that processes, you'll automatically ascend to another onboarding page. And that onboarding page is going to have a series of 4 videos. And you just watch each one of those, and it'll show you exactly how to add in videos or pictures that you want to represent your brand.
Okay.
And then whatever you don't upload in there, we can go in, and then we can start finding additional ones if we think we need to add in more. But this way we can start with what you feel represents your brand in the best light, and you'll know exactly how to do it, because they're like really short 2-minute videos that shows you exactly how to put them in there.
Okay.
So we make everything as simple as possible. We like to keep things stupid simple. That's just the way we do it. So
All right.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So. Cool.
Yeah.
Great question. But yeah, we take care of that for you.
All right. I didn't make a list, so I might have think something later, but.
All right. Well, no problem.
I guess here's a good question. What do I need to do on my end to look at, like I know, let's say I pay about $110 for a blower that sells on my website for $199. I paid on average about, say, $30 for the dancers that I'm trying to sell for $59, $79, and the package is $235. So what do I need to do on my end to say, here's how I can justify paying you to market to increase? I don't want to do all this and say, well, every time I sell a Sky Guy, I'm losing $4 or $15. Because right now I'm selling a package blower and a dancer on eBay for $199. They're on my website for $235, and eBay is taking 10%, so I'm getting $180. So I'm already down to that.
Minus 30, right?
Minus 30.
Yeah, because don't you have to buy it for 30, and then you put it on?
No, the dancer. Well, the dancer and the blower would run about 140. Okay. And on my website, I'm selling them for $235. On eBay, I'm selling them for $200, minus the 10%. So I'm really getting $180 for what's costing me about $140. So there's a $50 spread. What is that, about 35%?
Yeah.
And then if it costs me $20 a customer to acquire, that's where I just need to look at that and say, do I have enough meat on the bone to even do this?
Yep. So what we want to look at is the lifetime value, because we want to know what that customer is going to bring us. So, right, we want to look at that amount.
Sure.
And off the numbers that you just gave me, am I hearing this right? You're profiting like 110, 120 off each item that you just described, not any other upsells?
On the website?
Yeah. That's what we're focused on right now, is website sales, right?
Yeah. Well, 235 minus 110 minus 30 is about $95.
95, okay.
And Yahoo is taking a chunk, and PayPal takes a chunk, so that gets it down really to probably $80. So then if it costs $10 to acquire, I don't know, you're $70.
Yeah.
70, 2,000, about 70. I'd have to get about 30 dancers a month coming out of this. On just the dancer side, that doesn't include the other part of the business. But
right, yeah, it doesn't include the upsells. So that's really good to know. Even if the upsells bring that up to be cut in half, you need 15 sales roughly per month is what we want to look at. But we don't know what the lifetime value is yet.
Right.
So we need to, we're going to figure that out here in the next couple months. But I would think realistically it would be 15, not 30. The majority of the money should be made on the back end. Almost everything. Initial sale up front typically breaks even with your expenses and costs of ad spend. Your upfront sale.
Say that again.
Your upfront sale, your loss leader, or whatever your initial sale is, that's typically what breaks even with expenses and cost of ad spend before your back end.
Oh, okay. And the cross-selling and the retargeting.
That's what we see on nearly every single, unless you're selling a digital asset where it doesn't cost you any money to have it, where it's 100% margin, like the courses that you talked about before. Right. It's going to be, that's typically how e-commerce setup works.
Sure. Okay.
Because you're selling a pretty high priced product, man. Like to get it for $10. Now, initially starting out, this is going to look a little misleading. You will start more than likely seeing sales that low, but with cold traffic coming in, it should be $10 to sell a $235 product, typically.
Cost of acquisition?
Cost per acquisition, yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that we'll start to evaluate as we start to get more sophisticated KPI.
Right.
But off the bat, you're going to see sales at a great rate because we're using an email list and cross-selling off an email list, and that's just different. So, yeah.
Is my video on?
No.
See, I don't even know how to do that.
It's at the bottom left corner. There's a video button.
Video?
Oh, wait. Are we about to see it? Looks like we are.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Now we got to face to the voice.
Okay, no, turn it back off. No, I'm kidding. I'll just messing with you, Lee.
I just looked up and realized that I had my name, but yeah.
Yeah, I see it on there, yeah.
I dyed that gray to get respect.
Well, I was about to dye mine that color right here. It's wisdom when you put the gray in there.
Proverbs, yeah.
Yeah, you're just a little wiser than I am. And by a little, I mean a lot based on the color.
Yeah, you can tell from mine. I got a lot of wisdom going on.
So, awesomely. That's pretty much a breakdown of everything. I'm really excited, man, for you to take this thing online versus the offline setup that you've had, because it is a very, very different experience. Totally different experience. So,
okay.
But also, man, do you have any other questions for us?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Awesome.
I got to make that call with that other guy tomorrow and see what he says. But other than that, I've got to do something. I got to do it quick.
Yep.
I don't have to do it quick. I want to do it quick. I want to get moving sooner than later. My busy season starts this month on the rental side. My repairs used to only be in the winter. We don't rent moonwalks when it's snowing or 40 degrees, but people brought me repairs, so that kept me busy all year round. Now people don't have money, and so they wait until their rentals start kicking in, and they say, oh crap, my water slide's going out. I didn't fix it last year, and they bring it to me to repair. So we're covered up with repairs even here in May, which is my big season because of schools. Water slide season goes June, July, August, September, and then October is fall festivals, and then it goes down to nothing. So getting it done by me not having to do it, in tandem with me being busy with that other stuff, would be prime that in 6 months, 6 months, that maybe this thing can really start showing its face. And then we honestly, no lie, or my wife and I have been talking, do we even want to get rid of the rentals altogether? My dream would be that we can make enough profit, not sales, that we could support this building, my family, and live the way we want to live without having to have all 3 businesses running. To simplify my life, I get rid of everybody that I've got working, which is now down to 3 people. I had 18 guys who were working like 5 years ago. And they're all teenage boys, so just a headache. It was a lot. It's a lot of liability. It's a lot of taxes. It's a lot of insurance. It's just gotten so bad. Insurance for rental inflatables have gone through the roof. It's almost like it's a perfect storm that I need to step out of that into this.
Yeah.
And I know I can't do it on my own, and I honestly don't want to. I want to automate as much as I can and get the stuff, all that stuff you said. I understand what you're saying. I don't know how to do it, but I understand the concept. I've done enough research to know that the stuff's out there. I know it works, and I know I don't want to do it. So that's where I'm at.
Well, it's what you've been doing for years, just split up and put it on the internet. And
right.
Research has probably helped make it clear. Those lapse purchase emails are going to be great for you if they're seasonal with repairs. Lapse purchase is basically when somebody doesn't purchase something after a certain period of time after they bought something. It automatically sends them an email. Those lapse purchase emails would be awesome for you.
Saying last or blast?
Lapse.
Lapse. Okay.
Yeah. LAPSE. Yeah. So there's a series of email automations will create for you based on products and stuff. But yeah, those are.
And my wife and I can even pay a guy to go through our history of sales on Yahoo or even eBay. I can pick the eBay, right? They give me an email. If they bought a repair kit on eBay, I got his email. Sometimes, not always. And I can create you a list and say, here's an email. You just need the email list, right? That's all you care.
Segmented. Yeah, if you could segment it by product, that's way better, even better.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would try to make it as easy for you, and all you got to do is take this lump of data and stick it in your machine and let it spit out money.
Game for that.
I would love to pay y'all $2,000 a month for the next 10 years because it's making too much money to not do it. So.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. Well, I'm really looking forward to working with you. And like I said, once that onboarding sheet goes through, because it's a series of questions that you'll have to answer and fill out and everything for the onboarding, it'll come straight to our team, and then I'll notice that we are ready to go. So.
Okay. I'm going to talk with this guy tomorrow. I think he said 4 o'clock. I made a commitment with him. He did respond. The other people did kind of, like I said, just, I'm interested. Yeah. Actually, Joshua was the first guy that said, hey, I want to work with you. And that means a lot to me that somebody takes the time to take the initiative and not just kind of it's crazy in today's world how many people I have to beat their door down to give them my money. And I was like, this is insane. You should want, I mean, maybe you're just making that much money, you don't need my business, and that's fine. But I appreciate Joshua contacting me back, starting that process, and that's the way you do it. You go get it, and you make it happen. This other guy, I've been talking to him. I'll know tomorrow based on what he says. He had really good ideas. I mean, I give him a lot of credit. He made me rethink everything. But from what y'all said, I think I'd be in capable hands to have you do it as well. So I'm just going to, like I said, listen to him. And I'll let you know one way or the other. I should know by really Tuesday or Wednesday. So one way or the other, I got to get it going. So
yeah, and that's why we're in business. We want to take the load off you, and we're in business to help other businesses succeed and really take the pressure off, because we know what we're doing. We're the experts in this field. We don't want you to go in, test all this stuff, have like have a headache. We want to take that out of the equation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why you pay the money. I pay the money because I'm hiring you, just like I could hire some college kid to come in and figure it all out. Yep. And it just might take them 6 months to figure out. If y'all are already doing it and you know how to do it, then it's just a matter of implementing the strategies and letting them start clicking along. And the more you do it, the more you automate, the more it works, the more you should be able to trim the fat. Yep. And it's all about an airplane. You know, you head out and you correct, you just get it finer and finer. And so with the tools that are out there today and the brains that y'all have, it's exciting what we can do. So all these people that go on Shark Tank and all these people that go on the internet, if I could just find a product, I said, Tracy, oh my God, we got a product. We even have customer base. Why are we not really pushing this? So I think we're in a prime position to make this happen. So
we're just cracking the surface. Like when we get this evolved, we'll dive into more stuff, but you'll be a little bit surprised what else is out there. So
I'd love to be surprised, because I'm ready to get rid of that other half of the business. I got a 5,000 square foot warehouse, and it's way too small for everything I do. And if I could get rid of that, literally the other half, and open this thing up and be able to lock the door and go take my wife out to dinner, you know, and not come back up here and work on crap just because it's wet and has to be opened up and dried overnight. I mean, that would mean the world to me. So you would change my life.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We want you to focus on not working on your business, but focusing on the things that really make you successful.
Don't work in your business, but on your business.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know if y'all read his book, but that book changed my whole business.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. What entrepreneur hasn't read that book?
You'd be surprised.
It changes your whole mindset.
But that's the whole point of the book, was that's what entrepreneurs do. They're guys that have a technical specificity of one little thing, and they're not entrepreneurs. They just had that seizure, and they're in business, and they say you go from working for a lunatic to working for an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, you said that. Good.
All right, I'll let y'all go. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for talking to us. Yeah, I'll follow up with you tomorrow to see how your call went.
Tomorrow evening it'll be you can just email me later, whatever. I don't want to keep you up.
Was the email you gave me previously a good email?
Yeah, I'm sure. Lee at advertisingballoonsforsale.com, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was the one.
Yeah, I have all my Yahoo emails. Prepare My Moonwalk, affordablemoonwalk.com, which is my rental website if you want to look at that. And then the advertising balloons for sale, those all go into my one bucket of emails.
Cool.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah. Have a good night, man. Take it easy.